Alright, Schlockmeister fans, I don't know what we're to expect with this one here. It's called Upriver, 1979. Let's check it out. The movie starts with a narrator telling about the turn of the century, 1900.
And the lucky ones left this behind. Factories and mills.
When you're on a street, cobblestones, and you've been there from birth. Sometimes down your face.
Morgan Stevens plays Jacob Taylor, and here he is getting assaulted by some big guy named Mungle. Jeff Corey plays Bagshaw and comes to his rescue.
So why don't you have on the other side of the boat? The rest of us want a peaceful trip.
He's come to Canada to get some free land from the government.
It's always been a dream of mine. Being out here in all this wide open space, making it on my own.
What makes you think you'll find your dream up here?
Land up here.
He's referring to the Homestead Act, but apparently there's no land left.
No problem at all. There ain't no land to choose from.
What do you mean?
What I mean is, there ain't no land.
Well, the local landowner who's trying to get up all the land by illegal means is named Kiefer, and he's got a few thugs, and they beat the crap out of Jacob and throw him back on the boat. Speaking of Kiefer, there he
What
is.
about this list of names? I thought you transferred all those deeds.
We can't follow them that fast. Someone's bound to get suspicious. People are supposed to be making improvements on that land. I'm worried. I think the Mounties are going to figure this one out.
Like I said, they threw him back on the boat, and the boat left, and he's trying to get the boat to drop him off, and they refuse, so he drops himself off.
Remind me of the message I got yesterday.
He's going to insist on getting a deed.
You see that piece of land right there? You either show me a deed or make one out. Right now.
On his way up, he fell into the river and was rapidly going down the rapids when his old buddy Bagshaw lassos him and saves him.
What, to show you how to get it moving?
There's Mungle again, one of Kiefer's thugs.
Keeper says production's down. Either you keep him going or I will. And you'll be in there with him. Now move!
They're all bullies and killers and bad guys. Bagshaw introduces them to an Indian chief, T. Lelouch.
The city's too mean. There's a lot of pain for her there.
He has a daughter named Kikati who wants to see the big city.
It's not right for us to tell our young of the danger and let them walk the path.
Bagshaw convinces Jacob to take Kikati with him.
Me? Oh no, Bagshaw. Now listen, I can't.
You my friend?
Well, yeah, I'm your friend.
In this country, no one calls anybody friend unless they mean it. If a friend asks, then you do for them.
Is this it?
So he sets them on their way.
Setting place around here. Lake full of fish. Good stand of timber. The cabin will tuck in real nice in the woods.
Well, Jacob starts building the house with Kikati watching, but little does he know that Kiefer is in the area and happens to see him doing it too. And word spreads amongst his thugs.
Oh, Christine, what's the matter with you, girl? Well, I was just over at the land office, and I'm telling you, they know where Jacob is. So, damn you, Kiefer just sent Jules and Andre up to try to scare him off.
Well, the thugs do show up. Kikati can fight for herself too. I don't know if it's the next day or what, but while Jacob is out, a couple more thugs with Kiefer's stop by. And she's not going to be able to defend herself this time. was a bloody knife.
You killed her, didn't you?
Yeah. Good is she? Like this.
And they're gonna burn the place down.
Come on, that smoke will bring Taylor.
As they're leaving, they managed to shoot Jacob too.
Get the hell.
Jacob managed to stumble back to his house. And one of those ladies from town thought something might happen to him, so she went out and she rescues him.
He's all right now.
And the girl. What about the girl?
I'm sorry. Trevor Bagshaw, she was in the cabin when it burned. They killed her.
Well, it's revenge time now. Bagshaw takes a hit from Mungle. Meanwhile, Jacob chases down Kiefer. And into the drink they go. Bagshaw's hurt, but not dead. But Mungle is. Kiefer and Jacob were struggling in the rapids. Jacob managed to get behind a rock. Kiefer, on the other hand,
Whoop the world. Any minute now, I can just see him strutting in here.
everybody's okay. The good guys, anyway. And that's our movie.
Well, I'll be damned.
I'm gonna need some supplies.
Alright, Schlockmeisters fans, let's talk about this movie called Upriver. Why do I have this movie? Well, maybe 15, 16, 17 years ago, I was online somewhere and somebody asked about this movie, if you could get it. And I, for whatever reason, decided to see if I could find it myself, and I did. I think I found it on eBay, and I actually purchased 2 VHS copies of this, and I'm glad I purchased 2 because when I tried to copy this recently, make a burn onto DVD-R, one of the tapes was bad, but one of them was good. Hence why I got this copy. Homemade DVD-R, homemade box art, not available on DVD. What is this movie? Well, turns out this movie showed up on cable in 1982, March of 82 actually, because I was looking in the cable guide recently, and there it was. I never saw it, though. I didn't see this movie until a couple of hours ago, actually, for the first time I ever watched it. Now, read some reviews about this, and people compared it to a poorer version of Jeremiah Johnson starring Robert Redford. Now, I've never even seen Jeremiah Johnson. I'm aware of the film, but I know nothing about it, but I guess that's about the same kind of plot. Similar anyway. Anyway, what we got here is a guy named Morgan Stevens. He plays Jacob Taylor, I think it is. He's going to Vancouver, Canada, in that area anyway, around the turn of the century, on something called the Homestead Act. He's there to pick up his free land from the government. Well, when he gets there, he finds that there's some local land baron who's trying to get up all the land himself through illegal means. So he's got some thugs, and they kick him out of town, basically, throw him on a boat. Well, he jumps off the boat and comes back to town with a gun and says, "I want my frickin' land." So he gets a deed. He meets up with this guy named Bagshaw, who he was on the boat with, and Bagshaw introduces him to this Native American guy named Chief LaLouche or something like that. And the chief says, "I have a daughter who wants to go to the big city, Vancouver. She goes with you." So somehow Bagshaw convinces Jacob to take Kikati, or whatever the hell her name was, with him. So he goes, the two of them go together, and they decide to build a life together. They get this property, they start building a house, but apparently Kiefer somehow stumbled upon them and saw that they were there, so he goes back to town and sends a couple of his thugs out there. Well, one of the thugs gets killed by Kikati, the other one gets beat up. He sends some more thugs later on, and that thug beat the crap out of Kikati and killed her. and then burned the house down. And as Jacob was out at the time, and then they found Jacob and they shot him. Jacob stumbles back to the house, wounded, tries to save his the girl, but she's dead. And then he gets saved himself by this other chick from town named Judy, I think, who came to rescue him. Well, they heal him, nurse him back to health, and he and Bagshaw go out and get revenge. They shoot up everybody they can, a lot of the thugs. Ultimately, Kiefer and Jacob end up fighting each other, and they get dumped in the water in the rapids, and Kiefer goes over the waterfall and dies, and Jacob gets rescued, and that's the end of our movie. Oh, wow, what a film. Upriver. I don't know what to tell you about it. It's not a schlocky type film. It's, I guess, an action western adventure. I don't know. No nudity, a little bit of violence. I don't know. Strange film. Morgan Stevens, Jeff Corey. Jeff Corey was somebody that I recognized. The rest of the cast didn't recognize a single person. A lot of the people didn't do anything else but this movie. Came out in 1979. Filmed in the Vancouver, British Columbia area. Yeah, some of the sites the nature sites were pretty cool. I didn't see any animals though, other than horses, the people riding, but no actual nature animals. But anyway, yeah, the scenery was awesome. So, but anyway, that's it. That's Upriver. It's a rare film. I don't know if you're going to find it. I looked on Amazon. I think it was either Amazon or eBay. There's one copy available right now as we speak. I think it's on Amazon. I'll leave a link to it. It was $149. Wow, I don't know why. But anyway, it's rare apparently. So that's it. Check it out. Maybe it's streaming online somewhere. I don't know. But there's not a whole lot of information about this movie anywhere. So enjoy my review. This might be the only time you'll ever see any of it. Upriver. Watch it if you can. Leave some comments. Bye.